to Ray's Corner Live, sponsored by Exodus House Incubation Program. We have our symposium coming up, Get Me Started to Success on May 12th. We'll show you some flyers and stuff later on. But we just want to share this with you because if you want to get started to success, how do successful people think? How successful people think, and that's real important. So we're going to take about 60 seconds, and I'll be right back. Once again, we just want to thank you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in to Ray's Corner Live. Ray's Corner Live, if you can share this, that would be great. You know, May 12th, we're having our symposium, Get Me Started to Success. It's going to be a powerful symposium. One of the things that we would like to do right now is just start laying some groundwork for the symposium. It's real important. You talk about Get Me Started to Success. What area in your life do you want to be successful at? Could it be business? Could it be individual? It could be any area. So, but in order to become successful, how successful people think. You know, this is some book I read with John C. Maxwell, so I'm not, taking credit for all this information coming through another gentleman. I'm just happening to expound on it. So we talked about the 11 things. Let me just go over with you real quick. There were 11 things, right? 11 skills. 11 skills, 11 skills, 11 skills, 11 skills to how successful people think. 11 skills. Let me read them off to you. Seeing the wisdom of big picture thinking. That's what we're going to deal with today under the skills. Unleashing the potential of focused thinking. Discovering the joy of creative thinking. Recognizing the importance of realistic thinking. Releasing the power of strategical thinking. Feeling the energy of possibility thinking, embracing the lessons of reflective thinking, question the acceptance of popular thinking, encouraging the participation of shared thinking, experiencing the satisfaction of unselfish thinking, and lastly, enjoying the return of bottom line thinking. So today we're going to be dealing with, it says, seeing the wisdom of big picture thinking. How do we cultivate big picture thinking? This is very important. If you guys can start sharing this with some of your people, this is very important. How successful people think. And then you have to take a personal look at yourself. And based on where you are in life and based on how you're thinking about yourself, are you successful? And what are you gauging your success on and compared to? Okay, remember the question I asked not too long ago. You and 4 other your friends, a total of 5 of y'all, do your combined income, is it greater than 500,000? Does it match or greater than 500,000? So when you look at something like that, and you look at the people around you, and you look at where you're getting your thought patterns from, based on the environment that you're in. Are you at a place where you think you should be? Good morning, Brother Eyeball. How you doing, sir? And I don't mean to call you that, but we go along with Eric. Let me call you Eric. I apologize. You know how we do. But thank you, bro, for tuning in and share this if you can. So how successful people think. In order to get into a place into our life, right, and to get to a level, there has to be economical development in our mindset. Remember, I always tell you, we always talk about economical power, right? We talk about social empowerment, spiritual empowerment, domestic empowerment, and economical empowerment. But you will never get to those particular places in your life without economical development in your mindset. Economical development, a way of thinking, how you think successfully, taking ideas and creating things out of them, gives you economical power, which creates economical opportunity. So on our first part of this 11-part series, cultivating big picture thinking, cultivating big picture thinking. So, and like we always do, always like to start off with our first thing, the 7 laws of wealth. The 7 laws of wealth. We always like to start off with this. Thank you, my brother, because we go a long way back, my brother. My brother, you see, one thing about coming from Camden, Jersey, no matter where you are in the world, you always look. Once from Camden, you're like a family. You're like a family. Love you, bro. So we always start off here at Exodus House in Ray's Corner Live, but this is Exodus House Incubation Program, okay? We always start off with the 7 laws of wealth. Wealth begins in the mind, but ends in the pursuit of long-term direction. See, it always starts in your mind. It starts up in here. When it's your thinking. It's your thinking mechanism. How are you thinking? What are you doing with an idea? You start thinking. How do you cultivate that idea into wealth? Number 2, decide that you will not be poor. Once again, a decision has to be made where? In your mind, in your thinking. Believe in thyself when no one else will. Here we go again. Mind, in your mind. To thy own self be true. Find your unique gift. It's how you think about yourself. It's how you take that gift and multiply it here on earth. How may I serve you? That's a mindset again. It's the way you think to be able to serve people. Thou shalt own thy own business. Once again, a mindset as a business owner, not an employee, not a manager, but a business owner. And lastly, make thy money grow. That's a discipline in how you spend, and it comes with a thought pattern. It comes with a thought pattern. So moving forward, cultivating big picture thinking. If you get a pencil and paper, if you're watching the replay, you need to just share this. And here's what's so powerful about what we're teaching, right? This is something that we need to do, cultivate our big picture thinking so we can get out of the condition that we're in. You see, we're quick to always complain about what we don't have. We're always quick to complain about opportunities that are not given to us. But if you get an idea and you can evaluate that idea, and that idea can solve a problem that people will be willing to pay you for, the value of your solution, cost will not be an issue. But we can't think that way. When you think about your surroundings, right? What do you think about? Do you cultivate big picture thinking? Listen to this. Where success is concerned, people are not measured, right, in inches or pounds or college degrees or family background. They are measured by the size of their thinking. Let me read that again. When success is concerned, where success is concerned, people are not measured in inches or pounds or college degrees or family background. They are measured by the size of their thinking. Big picture thinking brings wholeness and maturity to a person's thinking. So think about this, right? If big picture thinking brings a wholeness and a maturity, then if you don't have this thinking on a major level, are you whole? Are you maturing in life? Are you maturing? Are you whole? Is your business whole? Are you maturing in your business? Are you maturing in your social empowerment? Okay. Excuse me, I had to come right back. Are you maturing in your social, economic, domestic, spiritual empowerment in your life, in your business? Big thinking brings wholeness and maturity to a person's thinking. It brings a perspective. It brings a different perspective than what you're looking at, what you're used to seeing. See, that's why I probably won't get a lot of people who actually listen to this because their perspective is so small. Because they're on this level, right? They're on this level right now, or we're on this level where if it doesn't excite my feelings, right? If it doesn't excite something that I can see material-wise, and even though this will help you create wealth and create material and create your business and create your idea to be an identifiable problem that people will value and pay your work for, it changes your perspective. It's like making the frame of a picture bigger and the process expanding not only what you can see, but what you're able to do. And when you think about it, if you're a business owner, you think about it. What is your scale? How do you scale? Your scale, it's expanding. It's making your business larger. Because it's not based on what you're seeing. It's not based on a perception, right? It's something that you see bigger that you know you're able to do. So how does this happen? How does this happen? How do I change my perspective? How do I create this bigger picture? How do I expand what I'm doing? How do I understand that it's not what I can see, but what I'm able to do? Well, the answer is spend time with big picture thinkers, and you will find that they will get ready to tap into what they do. Learn continuously. They constantly learn. They always learn. Big picture thinkers are never satisfied with what they already know. Never. Big picture thinkers are never satisfied with what they already know. I always tell people all the time, I sit in meetings or I'm sitting in conversations with people, and it's not important what I know what I know. I need to know what other people know. I already know what I know. I mean, if you're sitting in the conversation and people are giving out information, you know what you know. We need to pull out what we don't know. Big picture thinkers, they are always visiting new places, reading new books, meeting new people, learning to new skills, leaning to new skills, learning new skills, leading to new skills. They lead continuously. So in order for me to expand my thinking, right, in order for me to get a better comprehension, I have to go to new places. I have to step outside of my comfort zone. I have to read different books that I'm not always used to reading. I have to meet new people. I have to learn new skills. And because of that practice, they often are able to connect the unconnected. Because now I couldn't figure something out, but now I have more information. I'm looking at things from a different perspective. So now I'm able to connect the dots. Look, they are long life learners. If you desire to keep learning, I want to encourage you to examine your day and look for opportunities to learn. Listen. You have to listen. Listen. An excellent way to broaden your experience is to listen to someone who has expertise in an area where you don't. You know, one of the things that really gets me, you go to these workshops, you go to these symposiums, you go to these seminars, and when you ask people for questions, some people give a question, but most people want to expound on what you're supposed to be teaching them. They want to show you that they know or they have more information than you. Then my question is always, why do you come to a place where you know everything already? Why do you waste spending your money going to a workshop or a seminar where you're going to give people the answer? The purpose for me to go to a workshop or a symposium, a seminar, is for me to get information that I don't know from people who do know. You must know what questions to ask and know how to apply the answers to your life. So when I go to places or I talk to people, I need to ask the right questions based on the information I'm hearing. And then when I receive the answers, I need to apply it to my life. So many times I speak at places And after I get done speaking, people come up to me and want my number. And I listen, I don't hand out business cards no more, because it don't make no sense. It's actually a waste of money for me or anybody else. And people will say this, and I need this, and I need that. And then 99.9% of the people that say what they need, never follow through, never apply what they heard to their life. Listening will teach you a lot more than talking. When you meet with people, it's good to have an agenda so that you can learn. It's great. It's a great way to partner with people and can do things you can't. It's a great way to partner with people who can do things you can't. You have to humble yourself, right? You really have to humble yourself to the point where you have to understand that certain things you can't do, that somebody knows something more than you. And that's where listening comes. Listening is an art. Big picture thinkers recognize that they don't know lots of things. I don't know everything. They frequently ask pertaining questions to enlarge their understanding and thinking. You see, so if you're listening and you want to expand and you want to learn, then what happens is this. That you ask questions to enlarge your understanding about a situation, about a business, about an idea, about a circumstance. And look, not just to understand it and the way you think about it. And enlarges it, gives you a different perspective. If you want to become a better big picture thinker, then become a good listener. If you want to become a better big picture thinker, then become a good listener. Look, you got to be able to look. Well, watch this. Many an objects is not seen, though it falls within the range of our visual ray, because it does not come within the range of our intellectual ray. Watch this. Human beings habitually see their own world first. See, when you come to a place, you want to know, where can you sit? How is this going to look? What does this look like? You have a perception of how a program is supposed to run. You have a perception of where you're going to park. You have a perception of where you're going to sit. You have a perception of all these things based on your own, how you look at things in life. Well, big picture thinkers realize there's a world out there besides their own, and they make an effort to get outside of themselves and see other people's through their eyes. Wow. Grandiose. The world don't center around us. That there is this big picture, there's this big world that other people, know more than us, that other people have. If we get outside ourselves, we're open to receive and expand our thinking, to become good thinkers, because we look at things in a different perspective. We enlarge our understanding about things. We enlarge our thinking about things, because we get outside of just our little place of understanding, our little place of thinking, that there is a world outside. It's hard to see the picture while inside the frame. See, it's hard to see it's like gumbo. Everything's in there, right? It's like gumbo. You got everything in there, excuse me, because I'm at the office right now. It's like gumbo. Everything is in there. So you have to, I always say, I have a business in this particular city, and I don't get inside the day-to-day stuff of the city, so it allows me to always stay outside to be able to look in to see what's going on, so that my perception is clear. To see how others see, you must first find out how they think. So that goes back to listening again. You have to listen to find out how a person thinks, to find out who they are, or to find out how they look at a particular thing. What is their perception about something? You have to be able to listen to them and hear how they think. Becoming a good listener certainly helps with that. So does getting over your personal agenda and trying to take the other person's perspective. Now, we're talking about cultivating big picture thinking. We're talking about how successful people think. And this is some of the things that we need to start practicing. Talk about live. The value of life lies not in the length of days, but in the use we make of them. A man may live long, yet live very little. The truth is that you can spread your life any way, you can spend your life any way you want, but you can spend it only once. How are you, watch this, what are you doing in your life you value? 80% of the things you do add no value to your life at all. 20% too do. So how do you take, and you need to start concentrating on the 20% things that value in your life, and increasingly start taking from the 80% to add more value in what you're doing. Becoming a big picture thinker can help you to live with wholeness, to live a very fulfilling life. People who see the big picture expand their experience because they expand their world. Wow. See, when you start becoming a big picture thinker, when you start thinking, remember, we're talking about how successful people think. Most successful people think they have a big picture perspective. They expand outside of their bubble. They go outside of their own realm. They listen, they look, they learn. People who see the big picture expand their experience because they expand their world. As a result, they accomplish more than narrow-minded people. See, big picture people, because they're open, because they expand, they're always experiencing new stuff. Narrow-minded people, it's almost like you live in this neighborhood, right? You know, some people in New York might live in the Bronx, might not never been to Manhattan, and it's just the next borough over, or might never been to Brooklyn or Queens, because everything that they have is right in the Bronx. So they see no need to go anywhere else. You have people in the world that hasn't been outside their own state or outside their own city, outside their own neighborhood. Narrow-minded people who don't want to do new business adventures. I mean, even what I'm teaching right now, most people do not want to hear this. You really have to want to know that you want to be successful. And how do successful people think? And they experience fewer unwanted surprises. So big picture people experience few unwanted surprises. Why? Because they are more likely to see the many components involved in a given situation, meaning issues, people, relationships, timing, and values. They are also therefore usually more tolerant of other people and their thinking. Wow. So look, that's all we gonna have today. That's all we're gonna be doing for today. We're gonna continue this, right? We're gonna continue this. We're gonna continue this. And before we leave, I just want to let you guys see this. Get Me Started to Success, May 12th, 2018 at the Black Dot Cultural Center in Lithonia, Georgia. Our speakers, Haji Ali, Revenue Acceleration, our brother Kaz, Mortgage Banking, Financial Planning, Harvey Macklin. You don't want to miss it. So we're going to continue to lay the foundation for Get Me Started to Success with how successful people think. If you're watching the replay, share this and move forward. But we want to thank y'all. Big picture thinking. It expands your mind. It gives you a better understanding. It allows you to think better. It takes you out of this cocoon. Learn, read more, study more, meet people. Look, listen. It's not important what you're saying, it's important what you're hearing. And then being able to look outside of the box. So this has been Ray's Corner Live, sponsored by Exodus Health Incubation Program. And like we always say here at Ray's Corner, God loves you, and I love you. And guess what? There's nothing you can do about it. Peace out.